Hey, that's us, boo. Came through with that new thing. See, I don't know why I trust you. Crazy now, I'm just too on. Maybe now I'm just too gone. Maybe now I'm just looking.
Welcome, guys, and today we're going to talk about two guys, a straight man and a gay man. These are two people who need to learn, who need to be trained, who need to be taught, who need to be talked to about the aspect of sharing space.
Guys, I'm very excited about this episode because we have a very special guest.
Then this guy comes to my cube and he stood there. I'm wearing a towel because I used to wear it in my old space. I wear it here. And he says, I want to kiss you. I froze for like around 2 minutes. I was just like, what is this guy thinking about? What has just happened? Is it really true? When somebody's your crush and they want you, you freak out. Because number one, you don't know if they want to confirm something, then beat the hell out of you. Number two, you are not so sure if they really want it. Number three, what is the intention? Because the intent first is what is really scary. So what I did, I was just there. The next thing I saw, he came close and I was just standing there. And then he asked me, may I go ahead? I didn't even say anything or whatever, but he just left then after that.
Nothing happened?
Nothing happened. The next minute, the girl was coming to tell me that their relationship is over and things like that. The next moment we were going out, he didn't even drink or anything. His lips were on my lips.
So you turned him?
I never turned him. I think some people really have feelings and that does not mean that they are gay.
Yeah.
Either they want to try or either they want something from you or it is the way you carry yourself that attracts them to you. So either they want to please you or the intention is really so hard because I cannot say that he's gay because right now he's married with children.
Was this the last time you met him?
Not really, darling.
You met...
I took good care of it for quite some time.
Now,
And I never cheated.
I have one question
Yeah.
and a statement.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'll start with the statement because it doesn't answer you. Basically, you hunted this guy. You set a trap to, talking to the girlfriend. It was a well thought plan.
To drive attention.
The question I have is, have you ever been with a woman?
Never in my life have I ever been with a woman or tried to be with a woman or gotten an affection from a woman. I sit down with women who are the people that are around me, and sometimes we even take a shower all together whenever we want to go out. I don't get the feeling or whatever, and I don't have a problem with women seeing me naked, but I have a problem with men looking at me naked, funnily enough. Number two, I'm talking about having like a well thought process. It was not my intention. I just wanted to be visible because I felt that nobody is really seeing me and these men are handsome and I'm the only single girl that is here in as much as I'm dressing like a man. So whatever I was doing, it looks like a well thought thing, but basically I just wanted at least people to see me and to be interested in getting to know me more. It just happened that one guy out of all these guys like really paid attention. But if it really paid attention, it's more like this thing he was doing in a high school, but in a very discreet way. And he is not gay. So, for the best reason...
Okay.
Last question. Okay. Now that you said, what exactly are you? Where do you fall in the XYZ? Are you like, because even these things, many people, for men it's either you're gay or not. There's nothing like it's bi.
Because that is what people are taught about and to talk about, either gay or lesbian. But what people really don't know that gay is the umbrella name for both women and men who get attracted to same sexes. Gay. But men who are having sex with men are called MSM. MSM. Men having sex with men.
So are they gay?
So some can be gay and some cannot be.
But you see, let me explain. I don't know. I think Kula you probably understand me.
Just having sex with a man.
It makes you gay. Whether you're bi, you don't know. I don't know. It's like that. Now the story of told
You've just said gay is the umbrella.
Gay is the umbrella, like in the transgender.
Define the word gay.
Well, that is really good. A gay person is a person who, number one, they actually accept the sex that they were born in. If they are men, they really know they are men. The only difference is that they are attracted to the fellow men, or women are attracted to other women. And they have to say it, that I am gay, for it to be. A man can have sex with another woman, with another man, or a woman can have sex with a female can have sex with another female, but they are not gay.
So what are they?
Bisexual.
They are other people who are exploring, or they are bisexual.
They're tourists.
Well, they could be.
Latoya, let me tell you something. If I walk into this room,
Yes.
I'm not supposed to be in this room, okay? And I see that camera. I've never stolen anything in my life. Then I take that camera and I go home with it. It makes me a thief. Simple story.
I am
No
listening.
excuses. Simply makes me a thief.
Whether you steal 1 million or
If
a
I've
shilling,
ever stolen or not, that just simply makes me a thief. So the question I have is, whether I'll have sex with another guy one time
2 times.
or 2 times, or express,
Experimenting.
hey, I'm gay.
These fancy words.
Just the fact that I've even thought about it. You see what they say is, thinking about cheating is cheating.
Yeah, they say that, yeah.
Just when you
Yeah.
think about cheating, you're already cheating.
Yeah.
So basically,
And
just the fact that I'll think about another guy,
they wrecked for him.
I'm already gay. I don't even need to have that sex.
So this is the reason as to why we need to educate you.
Yeah.
In as much as people say that you go and steal a camera, that makes you a thief. We are talking about emotions. There are men who are married or who are having girlfriends, and they explore sexual intercourse into the other parts that
Yeah.
are not vaginal.
Mm.
Does that make them gay?
Yeah.
Yes.
If it involves another man,
Yes. Because
Yes.
So,
you know.
so listen to me. This
Yeah.
is what I'm saying. I don't think if it makes you gay, it makes you somebody who's trying to explore the sex. But if another man have sex with another man, there are men who are not gay, but because the other gay has money, then they will come in and then tell them that if you pay me this amount, I will be that. You are not a sex worker,
you're just a whole gay.
but not really.
It's true.
Not
It's
really.
be a whole gay.
And
That
also-
one is a gay
and
for
also
pay.
Latoya. And
Yeah,
yes,
and
that's
pay
true.
for gay is whole gay.
Yeah,
You
and
pay
also
for gay sex.
Latoya, and also Latoya, in
Yeah.
that aspect, I thank
Yeah.
God that you brought that up.
Yeah.
Right? A man has a girlfriend and explores or is a tourist in that sexual and having sex with a man. As straight guys, I don't seem like we're in 2 different planets.
No.
We'll say he's gay, right? The alphabet community will tell him he is still in the closet. Why?
So
He hasn't
being
been
in the
found.
closet is this.
Because he's
When
exploring.
Okay, when I was in high school, I couldn't tell people that I was
Gay.
transgender.
Yeah. And you
I
even
wasn't
didn't
gay.
know that that
Even
was
me,
there.
I didn't even know that it was there because
Yeah.
gay was the only thing they could understand. So I was
Exactly.
termed as gay.
Yes.
Wait, so let's move back a
Transgender.
bit. You know, we were talking about gay. We asked you what you are.
Alphabet.
Not as a
Now,
T.
now there's a T.
LGBT.
So, back the question.
Can we
are
just
you
do it?
gay? Are you transgender?
I am
as we
not
speak?
gay. I am a transgender person.
But you
Meaning
say gay.
I was born male, but as I am growing up, I came to realize that I am a woman who was born in the wrong body. I think that is the simplest.
Okay, maybe,
So is
may I have a
transgender physically or transgender by mind?
Emotion or mind? Or...
So that one is really a good question because the question that you want me to answer is an intersex.
Yeah.
Whereby somebody is born with the 2 things.
Yeah.
Wasn't that?
hermaphrodite.
That's what you are.
That
but
is
that's
what
also
you call
transgender.
Hermaphrodite.
That's also
Yes.
transgender, right?
No,
Hermaphrodite.
an
It's also
intersex person can
yes,
be
yeah.
a transgender, but not necessarily.
I'll just, with that said, I'll just like to say this. You say that with time, you found that you are a different person born in a different body. With all due respect, I respect everyone, but from where I come from and how I know God, in the Bible it's written that, I don't remember the verse, but you can Google verses nowadays. It said our God never makes mistakes. So to say that that is God making a mistake? Or is it something that you say to satisfy your own situation?
You know, like what he's saying, these days many people come up with a school that says fancy
words to cover
justify
something.
or cover up. So
Yeah.
is it more or less like that? So,
What is really happening is that number one, I do believe in God, Jesus
Yes.
Christ, the Holy Trinity.
Yes.
And I do believe that God don't make mistakes.
Yes.
And one thing that people really don't know, even in the Bible, during those days,
Yes.
there were homosexuals,
Yes.
the
whatever
people
you
of
guys
Lot,
are calling them.
whatever, yeah.
That is the reason in the Bible it is called the Book of Life. Anything from corruption to the homosexuality
Yeah.
is there. If it was not there, then it never existed. And most of the stories are being spoken about, and they're in Africa, more so Egypt, and
Yes.
all that. You understand? So if they were there, then it means that they existed. So God created all this in creation so that the universe could be complete. But the people who are writing the Bible, they chose what to put. Remember, coexisting with a gay person just means that you are humane enough to acknowledge the space. But you have a choice to hate, to love, to care about, or just to respect in as much as you don't agree with.
I understand. I say
So,
my religion
yeah.
is always love.
Exactly. So because God do not make mistakes, I do believe that God created me a transgender person because the Bible says that He knew you even before you were born. So I am here to reclaim my throne, be who I am authentically and holistically, so that I don't confuse other people. I came out to tell people, hey guys, I am really different. And my difference is this, and I'm able to explain it. For you to tell me that a biracial person is black when somebody else sees them as a white person has nothing to do with me. That is your thought process. If I explain to you how I look and how I behave, then I do believe that it will make sense. But whether it makes sense to you or not, I know who I am, and that's enough. Like Dr. Manjadu said it right, when people show you who they are, believe them.
Most gay men, I didn't say all, most gay men are either very disrespectful, the loudest in the house, because
obnoxious.
they just, I don't know, they're the most optimistic people, for lack of a better word. They're disrespectful because of this. One, I'm not gonna come to Attila and start telling Attila, Islam is bullshit. Attila, you guys are terrorists.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. Attila knows his religion. He's a grown-ass man. He's comfortable with his religion. I'm not gonna come to Alvin and start telling Alvin, you know, Luos, what's wrong with Luos? Always following, I don't know who here with stones and whatever. I'm not gonna do that. Alvin is a grown, married man who's respectful, yes, and he knows what he's doing. But when it comes to a gay man, either they'll come at you and say, you've never tried. You don't know how it feels yet. What makes you think I want to try?
Or
That's the first thing.
or
Why can't you just respect me as cooler? You know I'm a straight man.
What
If
kind
I
of guy?
was gay, trust me, you being gay, you would know it. It's like me being in a room. I'm a good looking guy with a lady who's beautiful as hell. Of course I'll try hit on her. It's simple as that. As a grown up, I'll try hit on her. So there's no will be two of us and we're all just like this. Just like this. You know, the point is I'm gonna try and hit on you. Number two, they are the loudest people because, I mean, how many other things are there in the world? How many other things? There's religion, there's culture, but when it comes to gay conversations,
the most sensitive.
it's the most, you can never even mention. It's like they're protected by something. You know, it's like they feel privileged. They feel they're taking the advantage of the fact that the moment you go against them, it's stigma.
The moment you don't vote for them,
It's
you
stigma.
wanna, ban it.
It's I don't know something about them. They're the most optimistic people because they honestly think they can turn everyone. They honestly, them in their minds, they just believe, okay, I can turn everyone who walks. And the last thing I would say is this, might be a bit sensitive, but I mean, we have to say what we have to say. I know a lot of gay men. A lot. I'm in the fashion and modeling industry. I know a lot of gay men. And this is what I'll say in my observation. Okay? I have seen so many lesbian couples of a young girl and another young girl. Show me anywhere you've seen, in most cases, a couple of a young gay man and a young gay man. In 90% chances here in Kenya, let's talk about where we are, it doesn't exist. It might be there, we haven't seen it. In most cases, it's a young gay man with an older rich man.
Because of what you said, gay
That's
for pay.
most of them. So unless you're telling me most gay men in Kenya are for pay, I don't know.
There are many.
Now, on the flip side, the rich gay men treat straight men like hoes.
Like we're
Like hoes.
Malala.
Basically,
Yeah,
you see, the same way, if I was going for a normal girl, I'll be very respectful. I'll go like, hi, how are you? My name is Skula, whatever. If I was going for a hoe, I mean, it's how much? Basically, it's how much are you selling? You know? Why is it that when it comes to gay men trying to hit on another man, whether they know he's gay or not, they're not respectful. They don't come like, hey, my name is so and so and so. They want to come and, tell you, I can do this, I can do that, send you dick pics and put a message there about $5,000. Yeah.
And you deny, they always say everyone has a price.
$5,000. Everyone has a price. Kwani, who do you think? And suddenly they start being insultive. Who do you think you are? We can buy it. We can buy it. So I just want you to basically talk about that.
Yeah.
So, number one, I would say that your statements are very, very sensitive. Because if I could have really been rude, I would say that they are really what we call discrimination. Because you've only had experience with a few people, and then now you've included everyone. You understand me? And whenever you are talking about gay people, I am in my head, I'm just like, you are including the transgender people in it, which according to your understanding is that, and so is the general knowledge of the other people. What I'm going to tell you is, not all gay people are loud, as you say, and disrespectful, and with all those. Just because you've met some wretched people does not mean that all of them are like that.
Honestly, I would not walk on the streets and touch a girl's boobs, even though I am the most uncouth man.
But do you think that there are some other heterosexual people who are able to do that?
I agree. I'm just saying, for the guy who tried, someone who would do something like that, they would even try and hide. They would even do it in a closed area, but not live in the streets like that. Number two, when I'm in a professional setting and someone wants to rub his hands on my abs, initially I'm supposed to headbutt him. Initially. But he knows in his head, nothing will happen.
Yeah.
That is why he has the audacity to literally do that.
I agree.
Now think about it this way. If me as a straight man, I was a sound guy in a set, and I'm miking a lady, okay? I put my hand in when I'm bringing it down, I grab her boobs and I squeeze them. What do you think this lady is going to do? She will slap me immediately, and everyone will join in, and they will beat me to death. But you know what? When the other side happens, they tell me you're very unprofessional. And this is the thing. The gay community is taking advantage of it. So much advantage of the fact that they feel like they are protected. They feel like, the way you can deal with a toddler, a 2-year-old kid. If they do anything, you say, Nimtoto, understand, Nimtoto. So the gay community is taking advantage of that situation. That's why they can send you nude pics, even when you tell them, bro, please respect my space. I am not gay. They still have something to say. That is very diminishing. You still go like, someone hasn't tried. Someone hasn't. Why can't you just go like, okay, man, I respect you. Sorry. Why can't you just do that?
This is what I'm telling you. This is what I'm gonna say about this. Kula Buddha
body.
Woody, you cannot like really put people with their character. If people start saying right now that models are sleeping with producer for them to get jobs, that includes you.
Yeah.
But is it true?
No, it's
So
not.
that's why I'm telling you, somebody's behavior that was inappropriate and a set does not mean that they are privileged. The most less privileged people are the gay community. That is why they are small and they are like really always being oppressed. So just a few people who've gotten that privilege to, it is more like Me Too movement, whereby the likes of Lupita and other people were done for. Dr. Maya Angelou was actually raped by her uncle while she was young. And these things we need to tell people that there are some other good men outside there who can be husbands and all that. So character and a behavior does not mean that all the gay people, when a man beats a woman, it doesn't mean that all men are going to beat somebody.
I think what Kula is trying to say here is we are past the character. We are past whatever that gay person was doing, and that's his personal problem if we don't want to generalize. But when Kula reports it, the society immediately blame what? The straight man.
So let me tell you.
So that's why we're saying you guys are very protected, where that if we have an alteration with a gay man, automatically, like I'll give you an example. I one day went out and long time, and he was sitting on the table and drinking, and I had my glass of whiskey there, and this guy came and sat on my place. I didn't even know he was gay. I didn't care whether he was gay. But for me, I find it very disrespectful for another man, whether he's gay, transgender, by whatever name you want to give him, sits where he sees another man's drink, and then acts as if there's no man there. So he came back and said, hey, can't you see there's a man on the table here? And he took it as if I'm looking down upon him. And there was a big scuffle. I told him, I don't even know if you're gay or not. And even if you're gay or not, it will still be the same thing. So whenever we come and a straight man go and say, I don't like the way I'm treated by this guy, automatically, because he's gay or he's transgender or she's whatever or whatever the case is, they put the blame on the straight man.
Yeah.
Well, we're looking past the character. And it's so many times that's happened, because when I used to work for an NGO, the first question I used to be asked is, do you have any gay people in your organization? And I tell them, what does it matter whether I have or not? And they already, this is what I say now, the freedom of speech that the Western world is trying to imposing is even backfiring on them. They want to cry and say freedom of speech. But then when they're coming, let's say to us, international or this international business, they are forcing us, whether we are subconscious and not subconscious. You see, like I said, in the beginning, if you come to me, Letry, and you want to seek a job in whatever company I'm running, I'm not going to hire you because you're gay. I'm not going to not hire you because you're gay. I'm not going to hire you because you're a man. I will hire you because you can deliver and get the job done. So, for example, we're in Kenya, we don't have as much gay people openly or non-openly as out there. But when they come and they say, do you have any gay people in your office? And I say no, they automatically think you're homophobic. What's your problem? Then they don't do business with you. So that's what we mean by the gay community or the LGBT community is very protected.
And in support, before you even answer, to actually confirm what he's saying, in my line of work, which most of you know, I've been asked this specific question. What are you going to do to help the gay community? And the answer is nothing. The same way I will not do anything to say Muslims are not terrorists.
Or
I will not say anything to say Kikuyus are not this. I will not. It's none of my business. If you want to be gay, you've made your own choice as a man. Protect yourself. Go out there, respect yourself. Make people see you in a different light.
Did you know that in Kenya here, if you attack me in a club and you say this guy is homosexual or whatever, the heterosexual people will come and beat me almost to death or even to death. And it depends with which country or which place that you are in. So I do believe that the LGBT community, more so the transgender people and the gay people, are really at more risk of being attacked. So whatever they are doing, it is more like they're creating what we call self-defense mechanism. But like I said, just because a gay person or a group of gay people are doing that, does not that it is everyone.
I have a question. When people are voting for the
LGBTQ
plus community,
What does Q mean by
Queer.
Queer.
queer means weird.
Queer. Yeah, something weird. Like you are allowed to dress the way you feel like. You understand?
So anyway, when around the world, when the law was passed that they should get married, they should, all those kind of things, it brought a pressing question, and people were saying that this could be a slippery slope, where the way you said earlier in the conversation that you realize that you are a woman in a man's body. Someone can, or you say you have emotions and you can't control your emotions, and this is who you are. Now pedophiles came and started saying, I'm attracted to kids, this is who I am. People started saying incest.
That's
right now,
really good question.
Right now,
Yeah,
there's a pressing issue in some country in Europe.
Yeah,
I was even too
want to
sick
make
and
it-
to
Really good question.
sick and to even find out the country.
Yeah.
These guys were saying they were trying to pass a law
Yeah.
that as long as a child
Yeah.
accepts
Accept.
or doesn't
Then it's
deny,
legal. Yeah.
it's legal.
It's legal.
You know, so for people like us, like I said, this is now this movement affecting children.
Yeah.
Now, this part is very weird, and that's why I openly say that's why that for me, actually, I wouldn't vote. I would vote for human rights. That you should be treated like a normal human being. Go to a hospital, be seen,
be
get a
treated.
job. Whether you're, like I said, whether you're gay or not, doesn't matter. You are a human being. You're living. That's it. Then the other point is you find these celebrities who decide that their 5-year-old child is a woman and go take them for a sex change. Given that like you don't even know this. I mean, I have a daughter, and when we relate together, and she's with me most of the time because I'm not together with the mom. She want to do some things that guys do. That doesn't mean I'll say she's a guy in a woman's body. You understand? It just means she wants to maybe bond with me, or I might sit down and have a cup of tea and play tea party with her. Doesn't mean I'm a lady. So for those two aspects, I mean, it's a very thin line, because it has brought even Germany. They said incest should be allowed. If I want to sleep with my mom, I should be able to.
Whatever is really happening with the incest and the children and things
yeah,
like
yeah.
that, I'm not going to address it because my main focus is actually on the transgender issues that, according to you guys, you're bringing in as gay people. Because I'm a transgender, I was born a man, and I came to realize that I was born in the wrong body. Talking about or answering towards the intersex community, whereby you say that their 10-year-old are said that they are like this, so they rush and they go and they do sex change for them. That thing is an issue that is being addressed right now, and I would have really spoken broadly about it if there could have been an intersex person, because intersex people, while they are growing up, they could really be men, but while they now later on they could really change and now realize, actually, I am this. That is really happening, and that is the reason as to why they are fighting for the rights for them to be able to grow and make these decisions when the time is really right, because of the quagmire that it has really brought in. You understand me? Rather than your parent choosing for you. But another thing also, if your child tells you that I am a transgender mama, transgender is completely different from intersex. I do agree with the part whereby people need to give consent by the time they are of age and they are sure. Like in Kenya, let's say like around 18, whereby you are now sure that this one you can do, because there is really no hurry. You can always. So another thing is that some people mature fast and they may need that. So if they need and they want it, listen to your children and tell them. But just like you say, just because you're playing like with the caps and whatever does not make you mama or gay. You're just playing with your kid. Accept compliment at the compliment level and say, oh, thank you. Leave it at that. If it goes beyond that, then get to know how you are able to cut it.
Okay, so my question is simple as this. I want you to think as a toy. I don't want you to think as the gay community. You personally, is it okay if I put a sex scene in a cartoon that's supposed to be watched by 5-year-olds and below?
That's really a good question. My answer will be, I do believe that children should be allowed to be children. toddlers should be allowed to be toddlers and adults should be allowed to be adults. I don't think if it is right to put sex scenes in a cartoon. I do believe that there is a time for sex. I just wonder which cartoons have got like really sex scenes if they are not in the pornography.
What Kula is trying to say here is the way you have said you would not put a sex scene, children, whatever.
No, I would never allow that to
Exactly.
happen.
Now there is a community that would not allow that rainbow implication in
In a
cartoons.
cartoon.
You see, that's I think this way he
Same
also
exact
means
thing.
brings the point of whenever
Protect our
yeah,
kids
you're protecting
What are
our
you
kids, so
protecting your children from?
from decisions that they need to learn when
when
they are adults.
from things that they need to learn.
So you
That's-
think that decision should only be made by adults only?
Decisions that are meant for us, like sexuality, sex. If we are 3 years old and we are already thinking about sex,
do
that's
I
unnatural.
like girls? Do I like boys? Am
That's
I a man?
unnatural.
So
no,
this
so
is
those
what,
are the kind of
this
things
is
that
what
you
I'm
can't
going
put
to
our
wrap
children.
up with.
Mhm.
Let your children be your children. Nobody in their right mind would put a pornographic images on a cartoon for 5 years. It doesn't happen. You are just being discriminative. That is why you start seeing thought process in the cartoon, whereby you have to monitor. If you are somebody who monitors their children and whatever they are going to do, hooray unto you. But the world is not like what you are trying to convince and pocket your child to be. I've seen children that were never allowed to go out to play with other children. They were just like with their parents and whatever, and enclosed. And they could choose which children to come and which children to go. Like the ones that I was having in Homa Bay, in the houses that were being closed for me, including the gates. Those children ended up telling me how they want to date me. That did not stop them from being gay. Exploring sex will come at the right time when they will. And in as much as they are pretending to their children, to their parents, or to the community of the society, they will still come to be who they are. So I do believe that choose the cartoon and put the cartoon for your child to be there. It is her entertainment. If you feel that this cartoon is wrong, you have the right to use the remote to cut it off, or download it for her or him in the tablet so that they do that. That's just it.
Okay. And for me, what I would say is a 5-year-old and below cannot pretend if he wants sex, if he's gay, if he doesn't even know his religion, doesn't even know his anything, basically. So for me, I just think that we need to protect our kids, really protect them, really protect them. And by protect them, I mean it's what they hear, what they watch, what surrounds them, what they see every day, what they internalize, what they eat, how we talk to them, how we treat them. And just to finish this off, I would say that as much as this was a really heated, sensitive conversation, I would really like to say that I appreciate having someone you can have such a conversation with, and it doesn't go out of insults and everything. We can agree, we can disagree, we can throw in our points, how we believe and think without any apologies. And I would like to say that everything that I have said today is only based to educate the mass out there.
Exactly.
It's good when you have someone who's already in that situation and you can ask him all the burning questions that you've always had. So, and of course, in our comments, you can ask him. We'll try to see if we can figure out how he can respond.
He can
have another
She
show.
can respond.
How she will respond in
my
the
God,
comment.
how she can respond.
She will respond in
to
the comment
the
section.
comments.
Yeah.
The comments.
It
Yeah.
happens.
So,
And
Yeah.
also, what to tell you, just a quick one, because I know I wrapped up, but this one I must say before I forget.
Yes.
When we are talking about families or we are talking about children, it does not mean that the connotation is just between a man and a woman. Some people are parents, but they are both men, or they are both women. So whenever you are talking, you need to broaden your mind whenever you are talking about a family.
So you
There
say
is
parents.
the chosen
you don't say
family.
mother,
Yes, you just
and
say
man.
parents. You don't say my parents, because when you say my parents, you are talking to the heterosexual family. You are forgetting this other family. So it is just good to say parents. It is good for you to allow the children to be children, because others will just see both father, and they will say, this is my daddy and this is also my daddy. But as they grow up, they know my daddies are like this, but me, I'm heterosexual. It happens.
For me, basically, to what Kula said, I think I don't know if it's okay to quote Putin and say, if you wanna be gay, if you wanna be rainbow culture, whatever it is, leave our children out of it. Stop going to the streets and asking them or whatever, you know. And then also, just because someone might not agree with you doesn't mean that we are against you or we hate you. You understand? For the people who are out there and want to practice freedom of speech, which is I think human right now, is if I go to a place and I say I don't agree with the rainbow community, someone should not look at me and tell me, you know, the way you think or the way you are, because that will be the same thing when I come and tell you what you're doing is wrong. You see, me not agreeing with not going to vote for whatever it is, I can't come and tell Latoya Aroma and say, you know, what you're doing is wrong. If you wanna do what you're doing, you do what you're doing, you understand? So, but at the end of the day, I really appreciate that you came to the show. You gave us an insight, and I would say at least now that not every gay person out there is ratchet or has not ratchet. You know, I can sit down and depending on how that character, in fact, before even whether you're gay or not, the character is, I can interact. I never actually imagined that I'd ever sit in a room with a gay person and talk and feel comfortable. I'll be very honest, but you have broken that aspect. You know, and again, I always vote for human rights, whether you're black, white, yellow, short, whatever. If you're outside there, I see you in need of help, like you say, hit by a car or anything like that. If you come and seek my services, you're a human being. In my religion, we're taught even to respect blacks. So there's no way I'll disrespect you because of that.
Thank you very much, Latoya. To be honest, I'm very, very impressed with how you've represented your community and how you kept a level-headed mind and kept on pouring water on our heat. You know, thank you very much. And my last, let me conclude and just say, we are all different. We all come from different cultures, and how we were brought up and how normal things were embedded in us and how abnormal things were embedded in us is how everyone reacts. So we do not understand what is abnormal to another person is normal to them, and hence our reactions to all these things. That's how I say it. And my religion is love. I don't say I'm a Christian or what. Mine is love, because Jesus is love, because that's what I believe in. And I will treat everyone the same way. That's why I have that's why I have friends from all walks of life. Yeah, you've had it just right here on the Dingo Show. This is episode 2, 3, 4 and everything. You guys please subscribe, because we're going to bring you more talks like this that the community never talks about. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and please rain your comments there. I will always hit up Latoya to go and reply to your messages, but please don't be insulting. Let us respect everyone how they are. Don't forget to keep it locked for the next one. Peace.